Hi guys and welcome. 10 essential items every koi keeper should own. So today I want to talk to you about, as I said, 10 items that I think at some point in your koi keeping journey you're going to need. It's my belief that if you've got them to hand already, and be it, keep them in your cupboard, in the kitchen, in the shed, in the filter house, then that is preferable to suddenly having to try and source them when you actually need them, and literally it could be a matter of life and death. So yeah, 10 items. I go through them all, talk a little bit about them, and tell you why I believe they're important to have on hand at all times. And they're also, given it we're a couple of weeks away from Christmas now, they're actually, with the exception of number 4, I think you'd be in a lot of trouble if you bought that somebody for a Christmas present, but all the rest are really good ideas, for good present ideas for the koi keeper in your life who you struggle to buy for. Yeah, I think they're all pretty much all really good ideas for presents. So before we crack on as well, apologies to those who were waiting for the shower video, the next shower video. I have promised a couple of people that have been asking that it would be the next video. That was my intention. I've been let down by one of the suppliers of the materials, so I'm still waiting. So I thought I'd put this one out while we wait, but I promise that is coming along very soon. As always, if this is the first of my videos you've seen, please do have a look on my channel. There's plenty of videos there, something of interest for everyone. Have a look, please do subscribe, give me a like, and please, most important of all, leave a comment, good or bad. I love to read people's comments, I reply to them all. Okay, on with the list then. I've not prioritised these, to be honest. I feel they're all important, but I'll give them a number and we'll go through them. Anyway, at number 10 on my list, I've got a water test kit. Now, I know this is one of the obvious ones, but I still see people who don't have them, even on an old established pond that's been running for years and you have no problems. Please do get yourself a test kit, just in case. They will save your koi's life at the right time. Times will come up, problems will arise, and having it there to hand, ready to go, really can be a lifesaver. So yeah, get yourself a test kit. I've got this one, I use this one. This is the Colombo test kit. I found this to be the best for my needs. They're all different, they all have pros and cons, but yeah, I can recommend that one, a good kit. Get yourself a test kit. Number 9 then. At number 9 I've got a pan net and sock net. I've lumped these two together. Pan net, you need with a diameter suitable to get your biggest koi in comfortably. Will always be needed to catch fish up, when they knock themselves or whatever. Always have a good net on hand, and a sock net, again, vital if you need to move the koi, if you want to put them into a bowl, move them to a different pond, whatever. Get yourself a sock net. And again, I've got mine handy. This is a tiny pan net, but I actually only have Tosai in the pond behind me at the moment, so this little net is fine for that at the moment. I will be needing to upgrade to a bigger net shortly. And then the sock net, if you're not familiar, sock net looks like this, open-ended, for moving koi and keeping them suspended and supported safely while you move them. So yeah, at number 9 I've got a pan net and a sock net. Number 8, rather randomly, I've got sodium bicarbonate of soda, pH up product, something like that. If you have a drop in pH, a pH crash, even if it goes far enough, you need to raise the pH of your pond, then you need to have something on hand to do that. This stuff, you get it from the supermarket. It's not cost effective. There's cheaper, better alternatives, but it will do the job in an emergency. So yeah, something to raise the pH, sodium bicarbonate for example, at number 8. Now number 7, I've got the name and contact details of a local koi dealer, or your local koi dealer. Now this is mine for my sins. Tim at Quality Nishikigoi. I've known Tim for some 20 odd years. Get him in your phone, get his number in your phone, and also get down and visit. Start to form that relationship, because there will come a time when you need him, and you'll need him quickly. So yeah, get him in the phone and get that relationship started. Okay, at number 6 I've got some form of dechlorination. Now a lot of people will run all the water through a dechlorinating filter unit. A lot don't. Those that don't, get yourself a dechlorinator on hand. Now I've got this example is an example of one such thing, one such product that I've used and I know works very well. This removes chlorine, it also removes chloramine. Very important differentiation, but I know this product works. It's not cost effective, but it works. So in an emergency, this will do the job for you. Also, this stuff, hopefully you can see that, sodium thiosulfate. These are crystals. Now this stuff you can buy and get it off eBay. That bag is a kilogram. It costs a few pounds. Drop some of those crystals in, it will remove chlorine from water instantly. The downside to that is it doesn't remove chloramines, so if you have chloramines in your supply, you will need to find something to remove those as well. But if you just have chlorine, sodium thiosulfate will remove chlorine, and it costs nothing at all. It costs peanuts. So get yourself a bag of that on hand, keep it in the shed. Okay, at number 5, I've got a spur air pump. Now, I haven't got one here to show you, and I'll explain why, but get yourself a spur air pump. It doesn't need to be the same big extravagant pump that you run on your pond. It can be a little aquarium pump, it can be, you know, a smaller cheap model, but get yourself an air pump on standby, because your air pump will fail at some point, and it will be the worst possible time. It'll be when the weather's such that you absolutely need maximum oxygen going in. It'll be when everywhere's closed. So have a pump on hand, sat in the shed. If you have a failure, you can simply swap them over. Your koi will be alive and well, no problem to the fish, and you can source a replacement at your leisure. The reason I haven't got one here is because a good idea for you is, if you have a friend who also keeps koi, chip in together, buy an air pump between you. Costs half as much. Sit in your shed or his shed. In my case, my mate has mine, or has ours, should I say. He lives down the road. I can phone him up, it can be here in 5 minutes. But yeah, a good way of halving the cost of the spur pump basically. But yeah, I do recommend get yourself a spur air pump, keep it on hand all the time. Okay, number 4, I've got a measuring bowl. It doesn't have to be a measuring bowl, but a bowl big enough to hold your koi and comfortably cover its back in water. Again, at some point you'll need to pull a koi out. You may have knocked itself, you may want to treat it individually, you may want to give it a chemical bath, etc, etc. You may just want to measure it. But yeah, get yourself a measuring bowl, keep it on hand. This is mine. This is a 60 centimetre bowl. As I say, I've only got small fish at the moment. As they grow, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll need a bigger bowl. But yeah, get yourself a bowl on hand that you can comfortably fit your koi in with enough water to cover their backs. Number 3. Now at number 3 I've got a first aid kit. Now this can take various forms. What I would suggest is you look into it, you do some research, choose the most cost effective for yourself. As a very bare minimum, something like this, NT Labs paramedic kit. This is for treating of wounds and ulcers. Topical stuff in there for treating wounds and ulcers. If you get yourself one of your koi knocks itself, or you spot an ulcer, it can be life-saving if you've got that on hand rather than have to go and search it out. Baby changing mat, absolutely perfect for laying koi on to treat them. Wet towel, anaesthetic to calm them, etc, etc. And as I say, there really is a long list of things that you could have on hand that you could need. So I suggest you look into it and decide what's right for you. But as a very bare minimum, the wound and ulcer treatment kit is very handy to have. At number 2, I've got a microscope. This is mine. This is the Apex Practitioner, which I have reviewed on a separate video if you're interested in looking at that. It costs about £115, a brilliant microscope that will do everything you need it to do. I appreciate not everyone can A, afford a microscope, they're not cheap, and B, have the confidence to actually use it. It can be daunting taking a scrape for the first time. I would urge anyone, if you can get yourself a microscope, to just do it and just have a go and have a practice. You won't do any harm to your fish, and you will quickly realise it was a lot easier than you thought it was going to be, and you'll wonder why you didn't do it years ago. A lot of people, as I say, appreciate not everyone can. If you can, find yourself a local koi dealer or fish retailer, whatever it may be, who offers that service. Get their number. The downside to that is it can be 20, 30, 40, I've even seen £50 to have scrapes done very quickly. You only need to do that a few times and you could have paid for a microscope, but also because you've got to go out and you've got to pay the money, people are less inclined to do a scrape. You know, they see a fish flashing and they think, oh, it's going to be 40 quid and I've got a trout, got to go there, and so they tend to not do it. Whereas if you've got a microscope, what you'll find is you quite enjoy, once you realise you can do it and you suss it, you'll quite enjoy doing it, and you'll see a fish flash and you'll think, oh, get on that, you know, and you'll do a scrape, and it can be, again, a matter of life and death. It can be the difference. So yeah, either get yourself a microscope if you can, or at least get the contact details and the information and get ready, you know, get someone on standby in case you need to use it. And lastly, I've got, get yourself a koi book. Quite straightforward. Everybody can find the information they need mostly these days on the internet, but for me nothing beats having a book, an actual book there in front of you, a reference book that you can open up and have a look and find the information you need. There's lots of cracking books on koi health out there. Have a look what people recommend, get yourself a book, give it a read and keep it on standby. Personally, I have Koi to Kichi, which is a book by Peter Warrington. That's actually in here. This is my pride and joy. I get goosebumps when I think about opening this up, but I'll just show you quickly just what this entails. Basically, a polystyrene box still, and this is an original first release version of the book that Peter Waddington himself, God rest his soul, signed for me when I bought it. Oh, I love this book. Basically it's 2 books in one. So volume 1 is Path to Understanding, and this has got everything you'll ever need to know as a koi keeper. And then volume 2 is all about Japan, about the breeders, about the journey through the koi hobby, basically. As you can see, signed there by Peter. Just to give you a quick look, this book has absolutely everything you would ever need to know about keeping koi. As I say, I get goosebumps when I get this out. It's my pride and joy. And then the second book, there's a DVD there that accompanies the book. There's even a map of Japan there, the mountains and the various breeders are marked up on there. Yeah, brilliant. As I say, it doesn't have to be anything so extravagant. There's a lot of cheaper books available that are really useful. Search one out, keep it on hand. That's everything. That's my 10 essential items every koi keeper should own. As always, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Please leave a comment, good or bad. If there's anything you think as well people should own that I've missed off, I'm sure there's many. Yeah, stick it down in the comments. Have a look at the other videos. Please subscribe to the channel if you can. It really does help a lot, and I promise that shower video will be along very soon. Thanks for your patience on that. Everyone stay safe, look after yourself. If I don't get anything out before Christmas, everybody have a great Christmas. All the best to all of you, and we'll see you in 2021.